Many teachers as Mr. Tà Văn Trọng, previously also one of the orphans, are brought by Miss Tieu Huong. He is blind, but he is still sent to school, and now he has standing in the class to teach what has been learned for the children in the same plight. His joy while standing on the podium is the happiness to be a useful man, and who gives him the confidence, the great happiness, is Miss Huynh Tieu Huong, the woman has the most children and who has the most special family record book, over 300 pages long. The orphans in the center are coming in ever increasing numbers, which makes family record book thicker. Like many other baby sisters in quê hương raising orphans and disabled charity center, Nguyễn Thị Bình always remembers one thing: to be more conscientious, more effortful, to contribute a fraction to compensate for the disadvantaged and unfortunate that is in notion orphans and disabled suffer. Over the last 8 years, quê hương raising orphans and disabled charity center has become a reliable address for hundreds of thousands of unfortunate lives, and it is also home to share our passion and the hopes of street children and people with the blind. With many different objects, from the abandoned infant, the disabled, the elderly, etc. But in common among them is to always trust the future, love and unity, and towards a better society. With efforts, now the name Huynh Tieu Huong is no longer a little street girl, but that is a successful entrepreneur and a mother of 322 disadvantaged orphans. She worked self-denially along with society, the sponsors, entrepreneurs, and individuals caring for these unfortunate children to have a bright future. Huynh Tieu Huong's life, director of quê hương raising orphans and disabled charity center, like an emotive fairy tale on a person that life is not for her. She did not busy from daycare to eat at night, to sleep in quê hương raising orphans and disabled charity center, but she also developed a farm growing vegetables, raising 1,000 star chickens, 100 Huong chickens in Đức Lập Thượng Commune, Đức Hòa District, Long An Province, to produce healthy food for children in centers for food secure. Simultaneously, she also frequently worries about meals for people with disabilities in Bình Hưng Hòa Quế, Tân Bình District, Ho Chi Minh City. Mr. Nguyễn Trung Phong and more than 100 patients have lice, illness problems, blindness has been common here, then as well as others. He has long considered this sheltered refuge where the warmth of the family after a long day wandering hungry. She earns money to support orphans and abandoned children and goes to other charity centers to help the unfortunate people around the country. With charitable heart, although quê hương charity center still has difficulties, she still regularly coordinates with the Red Cross of Bình Hưng Hòa charity dinner, try to share a small bowl of rice with the social community. Initial operation, despite the support of many hearts from the community, the center is in inevitable difficulties. The staff experiences all started from scratch, but with the desire to share with no luck, no love children, Tieu Huong has not stopped spending research study to develop her own care model. I also wish my family is more and more developing, and I will contribute little money to help orphan children with disabilities so that they can step into life. For years, the Center of Humanitarian Orphans and Disabled People has become the homeland of hundreds of groups helping small children in difficult circumstances. Huong's been thinking that the greatest happiness of life is that there are kids like this, I have carried on at a little rate also. More narrowly the child, she was sent to an incinerator. There was little thought put to the trust is dead, but she will be saved. Although not every child born, her hands are caring, and they are probably living the life of her own. Life was trim, and she thought that the child must live with a good future brighter. And she always told the children that living in this world needs most is the heart charity. Also from shelters where the heart is unhappy to find happiness again for the life of their own, she built herself for the children happy with her plight. I have a hard time doing just adopted the orphan. That is 60% of children with disabilities for nearly 10 years. Huynh had put money and effort to build a center specialized in raising humanitarian Huynh positive children and orphans and disabled people of mist. Here are raising children to school, receive vocational training, studying skills, and many children went to colleges, universities. When they grow up, they can earn a living by their own efforts. Just recently completed study by Human Work, Loving People of Huynh has touched that many people. There were many other individuals and organizations come to Humanitarian Hometown Center to be witnessing the daily work of this small woman. A noble deed again followed the noble gesture. The gift, the small donor money, has become the source for energy assistance. It is targeted to help shoulder the nurturing teachings of their unfortunate children. And humanitarian centers Huynh, which still needs lots of help share of contributing to society to display forever be a solid roof for the orphan children with disabilities in the center of this humanitarian Huynh. It has been nearly 10 years. The Huynh Charity Center has become common roof of the disabled elderly orphans homeless. When Huynh and her founder and director of the center is the man who always torn draft to protect them with all my heart and my love. This place is always open to welcome all the pieces of the extreme difficulties of it. Anytime they can take refuge here for food and dress pharmaceutical care to talk like the ones in the same house. Along with the purpose of helping the disabled elderly have more energy conditions and to overcome difficulties in life for them, though brutal but not discarded. On last April 17, Huynh Charity Center, in collaboration with the real estate John Stock Company in the city Kim Oanh Mỹ Phước No. 3 Bến Cát District, organized cultural exchange programs and gifts to more than 2,000 people with disabilities in the provinces of Bình Dương, Đồng Nai provinces and Ho Chi Minh City. No inferiority complex that has always surrounded himself no longer feed the eyes of some people. All persons with disabilities share the same joy happiness in their own festival and feel like the future and his dreams were wins from this place. Drive from early morning April the 17th, Canberra Center Humanitarian Center was busy necessarily choose together with hundreds of people with disabilities. In an atmosphere of friendly intimacy, they were laughing and talking very straw Huynh and her volunteers and the care center with tasty dishes by limited liability companies Royal Food Funding. To the atmosphere of the meeting more often, the Bình Dương province has also contributed good amount of entertainment in the lively attractions. More than 2,000 people with disabilities in this program are struggle disadvantaged people helpless. Many people have to earn a living, even raising a family on a wheelchair or crutches would so enjoy a good meal, hear the joyful music that is favorite is rare indeed for them. Joy so overwhelming as everybody faces. In addition to the amount of entertainment for the children of Bình Dương province on the disabled person, as Vietnam has enjoyed from people not surprised by the songs of fashion performances by the handicapped orphan defects in the heart of humanitarian Huynh performances. although not quite the outstanding highlight of your children, nor the style of professional performers, but the repertoire is still create a special attention of everyone. I have seen drunk in each action performed singing every word, to see all optimistic trust in the lives of the children. The unfortunate disadvantage of the self has no need to say the passion and desire to reach for better things in life, especially when you are next to the mother, could always have Tieu Huong and compassionate hearts improve shouting treasure. In the program on the disabled person to Vietnam this time, more than 2,000 gifts, in which each gift worth 150,000 dong and 530 wheelchairs were given to Miss Tieu Huong disabled solitary elderly in Bình Dương, Đồng Nai and Ho Chi Minh. Besides, real estate company shares Kim Oanh, main sponsor of the program, together with her, to contribute an additional 200 prizes, awarded each worth 200,000 dong, 150 scholarships of 500,000 dong, and 20 wheelchairs for the disabled and disadvantaged children with special difficulties of learning, a total cost of 200 million dong. For most disabled children who are orphans living in loneliness, the guilt of this lack of gifts receive scholarships from the sponsors really is a source of great encouragement for them. This help for a day of fun. People with disabilities are always perfect. It can say that the trip hopes to bring happiness to people with disabilities in the Central Human Huynh has received enthusiastic backing of a successful businesswoman with high regards, Miss Đặng Thị Kim Oanh, General Manager Real Estate Company shares Kim Oanh Enterprises operating in the field of investment projects in real estate, marketing and brokerage distribution of property in Mỹ Phước Industrial Park No. 3, Bến Cát District. Once a woman came from poverty to earn a living in various ways and have always lived in extreme deprivation in a long time, Kim Oanh, she clearly felt longings of the dreams of the poor unfortunate. That share is the love of the community. So when success in business, you do not forget to help carry those less unfortunate as their own path to get a better life. Besides, the business is on track to be profitable. Next to a happy home and family with the husband and 5 children behaved politely. Perhaps the joy of happiness whenever she is now up to hospitals to help indigent patients are in danger of trauma, to flood disaster areas, to personally give gifts to her children's flood plan. 6 years, she has always secretly come to them to give them a little of their love. And when do such a task, she felt her heart was found safe and well loved this man more than life. Because heart love for the peace of miserable, so unfortunate as to hear the invitation to participate in scholarship programs for people with disabilities and gifts from Home Center's humanitarian organization, Sister Kim Oanh has accepted the invitation to participate without thinking deeply. So temporarily stopped the business on April 17 last, she came to the center to see firsthand the daily life of disabled orphans are being raised here and give the power hand scholarship gifts to the children. Received a warm feeling of sharing the same right as a woman's elegance and a warm heart of this, not only that all children with disabilities who are happy and delighted to know how. In addition to the support of Kim Oanh real estate companies on the staple program, was also received the contributions of a limited liability company Mechanical Construction Đại Dũng, limited liability companies and more individuals with heart kindness everywhere else. Program on people with disabilities due to Central Vietnam Huynh Humanitarian and Real Estate Joint Stock Company Kim Oanh ended in joy as the happiness of more than 2,000 people with disabilities. The joy not only because of the valuable gifts of benefactors donated, but also because the school has been the interest of sharing social community hope that the generosity of the plate, the business community, as the real estate company shares Kim On, will continue to travel with the humanitarian activities of the Center of Social Humanitarian Huynh Queens, contribute to the dream for the peace of hard times misfortune, helps them believe they are in life.